ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a bit of a conversation about 2.7s. It's currently 2.6, but this will be the WhiWa reset for 2.7. Talking about that reset, because boy, oh boy, I've done a couple of playtests on Southeast Asia as well as on my account, and what I have to say is this. Kuro Games has done an absolutely fantastic job of balancing the game mode. It actually feels pretty damn good now. But what I wanted to do, in spite of that good news, was just do a bit of a status update, right? To check up on how some of the 1.x teams are doing, some of the strategies I'm using to clear with them, and overall, how have they aged with the progression of this game mode. And so Infinite Torrents is the stage that we're going to be going with over here. And when it comes to the tokens, I'm basically making sure that we're not going to use a single gold one. All we're going to be using are the purple, blues, or perhaps even the greens, but we're probably not going to go all the way down there. And so with that in mind, I do have a bit of a spoiler warning because I have been up to some practice before recording this video. We've already actually cleared with Camellya and Jiyan. We'll make sure to do the runs again, but I just want to talk about the specifics behind these clears and why these numbers actually mean so much. So the first side that I ran was a Camellya Shorekeeper Sanhua team, right? Very traditional for WhiWa. But the thing is, I scored a passing score of about 2.27k, could have easily done better, and we'll try to get that run today, into multiple Havoc resistant enemies. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you're seeing over here, you have multiple waves that consist of just the Fey Ignis, just the Roche Room. And that means that Camellya, a character that deals Havoc damage, is dealing with a significant amount of resistance as she's going through her runs. But that's still enough to get a clearable score. Kind of shows you how much better the game mode has been balanced in recent times. And second, when it comes to this Jiyan team that I'm using over here, well, you're going to notice we kind of have a certain specific, free lineup right here. With Verena, who's only S0, by the way. This is an S0 Verena, as well as an S6 Mortifi. And I'm just gonna be real here, guys. This is all S0 R1 effectively. My Jiyan is S1, but his S1 doesn't do anything, as any Jiyan owner will tell you. And we just use Plunderers on both sides, and these are the scores that we got. So what we're planning on doing today is just going ahead, trying out virtually every 1.x team in the game in WhiWa, and then making some final conclusions about where the game mode has gotten, how the characters are doing, and whether or not there are still some struggling members on the roster. So without further ado, let's just give ourselves another bit of a quick retry with these two teams and just show you all exactly, what's making them so strong or what's making them still so usable in the game mode. When it comes to the gearing, Camellya is going to be on Red Spring. Sanhua is going to be, or Shorekeeper is just going to be over here with her R5 variation. Sanhua's going to be over here on EOG and kind of like the worst stats ever, so it is what it is. This just shows you how budget the Camellya team is as well, because I'm not going to lie, my investment on the Sanhua over here is not really that fantastic. Some could say it's actually dog shit to have stats like this with a crit weapon, but it is what it is.
The battlefield
when it comes to Jiyan, he's going to be over here with his signature. Pretty good stats overall, a nice 130 ER, even though it doesn't matter that much. Verena's going to be over here with 235 ER, also an R5 variation, but no S2. And then Mortifi's just going to be gunning it over here with a pretty nice Empyrean Anthem set, but I could probably get better results using Moonlit. You know, why don't we actually just do that? Yeah, why don't we actually just do that? We'll put a Moonlit Clouds on our Mortifi because Jiyan is undeniably the one that's doing the most damage in this team. So let me just go ahead, make sure that all the right gear is on. Ooh, I have crabs. Let me just upgrade this one real fast. This will just show you how little the investment on some of your characters needs to be for you to clear. And where is the Sanhua over here? We'll give her one of these crabs. There she goes. Congratulations. Now she has an even worse crit ratio. So yeah, that's the team that we're going to be using. Let's go ahead, let's give this a bit of a run and see how it goes. Alright, so first things first, I actually don't want to start on this character. And the reason for that is pretty simple. I just want to cycle through all my outro skills, right? And then just start spinning and winning in the middle. And you'll notice, man, she's dealing with some resistance.
Leave it to me.
But it's not looking that bad. The unfortunate part about starting on the Concerto side is that, well,
Stay behind me. Shackles be gone.
you'll have a bit of an issue with your first overall rotation.
Reborn from ancient roots. Don't run.
But the great news is, after that first one, you don't have too much to worry about. And you're noticing over here, right? These guys just get, like, immediately broken. And it's very easy to, like, hit all of them. And then as long as I actually made a huge misplay over there. I made a huge misplay over there. I actually ephemeral when there was about 1 HP left on one of these guys.
Lotus pervade.
So we'll go ahead. We'll factor that in as like a mistake that we made on our run. Hopefully we can make up for it somewhere else.
Struggle harder. Entertain me. And let's have fun.
Ooh, yeah, we're in a bit of a situation over there. So yeah, we got some bad grouping, unfortunately, right at the edge case of those mobs. But we're getting some pretty decent grouping over here. You're noticing us just one-shot waves. And this is something that just didn't really occur in the past WhiWa resets. The enemies ended up having so much HP that these one-shots wouldn't actually occur.
Like frigid death.
Letting war with time.
Stay behind me.
Reborn from ancient roots. Feed my blossoms, self-deceivers.
So yeah, I'm just looking at the pace of this run. Maybe we'll be at a similar sort of score that we were at before. Maybe we won't. The issue is, of course, right, we had a couple of misplays on this run that, you know, have brought down the clear time a little bit. Yeah, we're like above them right now. So we've already identified where some of the issues were in the run, right? Did the early ephemeral, all of that. We cleared that last wave, and we're at basically the 2.2k that we were just at before. But unfortunately, we were just shy of it. But you clearly saw, right? Big misplays that we made in that run, especially that second ephemeral. But that's what I mean, right? You can easily see where some of the issues are with your clear. And once again, we're fighting into floors that have 2/3 of the floors have Havoc resistance as well. So Camellya really isn't even a character that you want to be using in this TOA reset. But if you do have her and you don't really have any other options, you can just, you know, optimize your moves a little bit more. So let's go ahead. Let's try this one out again. And editor, you can probably just fast forward this run. We're going to be going until we get like the 2.2k score.
Boss. Not so easy, not so easy. A plume from passion shall struggle harder.
There we go.
Entertain me. Let's have fun. Crimson blossom.
Now this is the type of blending that I'm looking for. I mean, the waves are basically blowing up instantly. Yeah, we're getting such a ridiculously better score. Holy shit.
Vow from the soul. Loading. Struggle harder.
Let's just check it out. What do we get now?
Let's have fun.
Hey, 2.57k into Havoc resistance with a Sanhua pretty free-to-play friendly team. Yeah, I'm just gonna be real with you guys. If you tried doing something like this in the prior reset into resistance with no row C or something like that, you'd be suffering. But right now, it's achievable. As long as, of course, right, you ensure that your grouping is correct, because Camellya is one of those characters that can leave one person out of the party by accident. But yeah, we just did maybe 1 or 2 resets over here just to make sure that the grouping was right in the first couple of early stages of the run. But then once the run gets going, it gets going. And yeah, you really should be able to get decent scores with this team. Remember, and once again, this is just S0R1. And you could always just use another DPS character that isn't fighting into this much resistance too. So that's the Camellya team. Now let's go ahead. Let's take a look, my friends, at a Jiyan one.
Life is in everything.
So just for this lineup over here, We're having a bit of a good time. And you're noticing, holy moly, we are kind of actually completely cooking these intro waves. Yep, that's the power of plunderers, ladies and gentlemen.
Break. Fury boils. As you wish.
Notice to bask in the sunlight.
Fury boils.
Evolution.
Inferno. Burn to ashes. Let's do it. Ready for battle. Unstoppable.
Here we go.
7. Fury boils. Burn.
Luminous energy.
Fury boils. Silence. Let's do this another way. You're wide open. Fear no more. Now.
Sometimes camera angles can be a really big issue in these clears. I sometimes can't see what's going on.
Don't you worry. Fury boils. Inferno.
But you're probably beginning to see the score on this side is also looking, well, really, really, really good.
Burn to
Oh my gosh.
Let's do ready for this another way.
What is this asshole doing on the side over here?
Lend me your unstoppable.
This guy's running me down like a dog. We unfortunately wasted a bit of time on that liberation. And so we won't be able to get, I think, the 3K this time. But this is the thing, right? That's a comfortable clear. We had some big major grouping issues, especially with that big guy towards the end. He kind of like ran us out of the arena. But hey, that's an easy 2.5K with our run getting actively griefed by an enemy doing that, right? Naturally, you saw that I got a 3K before. That's what it looks like on the higher end, but I don't think I need to repeat that run. You can clearly see that that one is absolutely cooking. So those are two 1.0 teams that right now, with purple tokens and relatively affordable lineups, are absolutely crushing the game modes. However, there's another question that we probably want to ask. What if you decided to, instead of being greedy and stupid, you instead decided to pull teammates to make your 1.0 units better? And so hypothetically, right, what if I were to look at these units in their most premium teams possible and just do a bit of a comparison, right, when you're using 1.0 units in their premium teams? Let's take a bit of a look. All right, we got the Rosia over here. We have a very well-built Chakota, as well as a Yuno over here, who's going to be built out as well. And this is the thing. This is about 3 more limited units compared to the teas that we were using before. And we could just do a quick comparison run, because this is another part about a 1.0 unit's age, right?
Load. Aerial stun. Tornado nuke reborn from ancient roots.
Naturally, right, we don't have as many issues with the grouping over here because we've got a tornado on our side, right?
Leave it to me.
Then again, that might happen to you when you're playing Rosia, so did you really gain anything from this? I hate this character.
I will sprout of budding seeds. Feed my blossoms, self-deceivers. Let's have fun. Grafting, supper. Let's have fun.
There we go. Dude, they just fucking air comboed.
With time.
They just air comboed that shit.
Arrow feet. Mamma mia, avanti. Time for some crowd work. I'll warm bloom from passion. Struggle harder. Entertain me. Let's have fun. Crimson Blossom.
So, Rosia's additional amplification ends up actually doing a decent amount in these clears. I'm not gonna lie to you and just say that it's irrelevant. Because, like, it can be, like, the edge case.
Oath from the heart.
Of, like, instant clearing a wave or not.
Astral modulation.
The thing is, Rosia is not as big of an upgrade as she is in other resets, because we just replaced a glacial damage character, right, with another one that deals Havoc into Havoc resistance. And so naturally, right, there's probably some better stuff that we could be doing. But once again, Rosia's best in slot is another Havoc character. And so that Havoc resistance is also going to be a bit of an issue. So you can kind of see over here, we put in way less effort into that run, but still got the same score as the Sonwall run, where we optimized it a lot more. It is what it is. That's what happens when 2/3 of the enemies are Havoc resistant, and we put in another Havoc character. What about the Jiyan one, though, where we don't have to worry about any resistances getting in the way? Let's give this one a bit of a try.
Let the show begin. Now watch closely. The moon is full. Entertain me. Causality.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
I swear it's lagging.
Don't you worry. 7.
Thanks for watching. Faster. A perfect chord. Now presenting a poem of finale.
Bro's literally doing too much damage.
The moon is full. Entertain me. Fate in my mark. Causality.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
All I hear are these enemies grunting, bro.
Thanks for watching. Oops. Bum note. Ultra. A perfect listen. The trio of destiny. Now watch closely. Taste my resolve.
So, one thing that's making this team not perform at the same levels that it usually should is the fact that Yuno is not healing that many ticks. And Plunderer's performance is based off of how many ticks of healing you're actively providing to your team. And so the issue over here is that Yuno doesn't have, like, the best healing ever.
Thanks for watching.
And it's not, like, as high of a number as other characters.
With style and grace.
So us using Plunderers over here is a little stupid. However,
Face me.
that's one of the reasons why we're doing the comparisons, right? It's to show what it looks like on these tokens that are always available.
Finale.
In a similar way, this team with Plunderers could also be really strong if I have a Shorekeeper as well, or a Verena, or something like, or something along those lines, because that would effectively get close to doubling the number of Plunderer activations that I would have. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So yeah, great score overall from that team. That's just what it looks like when you're using some of the premium options. And this is the truth of the matter. I could have also just used this thing for the Jiyan team. But I intentionally decided not to, and I used a very suboptimal token for the team. Because, well, look at this. I would have given a 120% arrow damage bonus to the 3 arrow characters on my team. I'm pretty sure this clears with close to like 4 or 5k if I have this one. But once again, we're not going for the shield tokens with these runs. All right, so that's going to be our first set of 1.0 characters done. Let's do a little bit more testing, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got a bit of a spicy character on the menu. It's going to be Jinhsi, ladies and gentlemen, because I do believe she might actually be fucking cooked. One of the issues with using Jinhsi is that, yes, there are Spectre-resistant enemies, but the character, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how good the character currently is in the game mode. Yeah, I feel like she's got some issues. So I think one way that we can try thinking about making her work is, of course, using a Verena, but then also using a Yinlin. Yeah, with Plunderers. So this is going to be the Giga 1.0 team. Because I do think that Yinlin might have the AoE and the and like consistent enough application to make this doable. I think it'll be doable with her. So let's give it a bit of a try. See how Jinhsi can do when she's, well, being used with, let's just be honest here, one of the worst DPS characters in the game. So, yeah, that's what she's got in store, ladies and gentlemen. That is what she has in store. Let's give it a look. Yep. Let's put String Master on her so her stats don't look like a fucking disaster. There we go. That's looking pretty good.
Hopefully,
Same Verena. This is the Jinhsi. And on the bottom side, for some comparison, I actually really wanted to use the Xiangli Yao team. But if Yinlin's gonna be up there, we're gonna have to save the Xiangli Yao team for another run. But that's basically the other lineup that we would be looking at. Let's go with this one for now, and then we'll just simply reset and then use Xiangli Yao with Yinlin on the other side and go at it from there. So yeah, let's give this a bit of a go. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Take 4.
Tear them to pieces. Obey.
Move. Bird together we fight. Take me to life.
That's kind of the big issue with Jinhsi, is that it can sometimes feel really hard to hit all the mobs that you want. And her not having any grouping is, or her having, like, the least amount of grouping in the game is a bit of a hurdle that a lot of her teams have to work. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro lived with 1 HP.
Thunder Guide.
Tear them to pieces. Obey.
Luminous energy. Bird of ever together we fight. Take 4.
Can her laser even hit all 3 of these guys? Oh, it can. Oh, it can. Okay. All right. All right.
Tear them to pieces. I've had enough.
All is not lost. Her lasers can hit the Rostrum, so I think there's a chance.
Strike is 1. Heaven ordained.
Banish all vice.
Vessel end.
Tear them to pieces.
4. Bask in the sunlight. Bird of ever together we fight. Evil be cleansed.
Tear them to pieces. Time to wrap it up.
Strike is 1. Thunder guide us. Take 4. Vessel end.
Tear them to pieces.
Notice the life is in everything. Bird of together we fight. Sacred life.
Tear them to pieces. Zap strength. It's our curtain call. Obey.
Strike is 1. Take 4. heaven ordained.
Can we get it?
Banish all fight.
I think that is close to a 2.5k or 2.2k. If we had gotten some better crits, I'm gonna be real. I think if you grind that out a bit more, put a little bit of sweat into that run, you probably can get a 2.2k pretty decently. I think we missed a lot of crits. That Jinhsi Liberation did like 70k, which is awful with the Yinlin Ultra buff active. But I think with one of the worst WhiWa characters in the game, literally, based off the design of her kit, and us missing a bunch of crits on some important enemies, yeah, I'm gonna be real here, guys. She's not looking too bad either. She is not looking too bad either. I'm going to be honest with you. So, yeah, that was a surprisingly good run. Let me just do a bit of a review of the investment that we also had on those characters, because I think you'll find something a little bit interesting with the lineup that I was using over there. So, naturally, right, we were using Verena as well as Yin Laon. My Jinhsi's close to max investment. However, if I really did want the 2.2k, I should probably level up her intro skill, right? Jinhsi actually has an entire inherent skill that just buffs the damage multiplier of her intro skill by 50%. And so if I was really looking to optimize this clear, I could take this up to level 10, right? With Yinlin over here, I could level up her Liberation, as well as her Resident Skill and her Heavy Attack more. And you know what? Maybe that would have helped out, too. And the thing is, there's clearly more room that I could have done to squeeze out some more damage in these rotations. And with all that work done, and a little bit better RNG, right? Especially on the crits, I think that's an easy 2.2. Maybe not easy, but definitely above a 2.2. So, that's going to be what the Jinhsi team looks like. And as a bit of a forewarning, guys, we all know that Jinhsi's design of constant heavy nukes that are like single target, it's not that great. It's not really that great of a like damage type character for the game mode. And I do think Cantarella as her support actually helps her out a lot more because Cantarella does have grouping. The unfortunate part is I think this team is going to do worse because then we're basically like, okay, now we're playing Havoc and Spectro characters into Havoc and Spectro Resistance. And so it'll be a similar sort of situation to the Rocio one that we saw before, where it looked more like a side grade than an upgrade, even though the team is stronger, because we're just fighting into more resistance. And so once again, this Jinhsi team probably clears 2.2k with no issues if there's no Spectro resistant enemies there. But there are. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, let's get our last team of 1.0 characters going. And this one's going to be pretty, well, classic, right? I've already sort of spoiled it a little bit. We are going to be using, ladies and gentlemen, a good old Yinlin Xiangli Yao team. And we all know that this one over here, right, is, well, it doesn't have a good reputation in the TOA, but hopefully it'll be brought back in Whimpering Wastes, because we got some good builds going. And I think for this purpose, it probably is the best for us to do something along the lines of Moonlit Clouds, just so that Xiangli Yao gets to deal as much damage as possible. So let's just get a good Moonlit Cloud set on for our Yinlin. And the good news is I think I actually have really good Electro pieces. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those are really good. Oh yeah, those are cooking. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. You can see her attack is fucking dog shit though, so that's what we're gonna be working with over there. 1681. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side for this clear, ladies and gentlemen. All right, side 2 is ready. Let's give this a bit of a go. Let's give side 2 a bit of a go, ladies and gentlemen.
Lion graft you knew.
Tear them to pieces. Zap strain. It's our curtain call. My field.
Variable elimination. Pierce through the stars.
Huge. Tubular, brother.
Reconfiguration. Reconfiguration. Export. Process. Complete open.
Ordained. Lion graft you knew.
Tear them to pieces. Time to wrap it up. My field.
Variable elimination. Very confined within limits.
Bro just deletes an entire wave, man.
Reconfiguration. Reconfiguration. A complete overhaul.
Vow from the soul. The astral modulation.
Tear them to pieces. That's strange. It's our curtain call. My feet.
Variable elimination. Pierce through the stars. Exploit. Prime. Reconfiguration. Leo.
That just feels so strong, bro. Holy shit.
Conditions up.
Loading. In war with time.
Tear them to pieces. I've had enough. Get lost. My feet.
Variable elimination. Very confined within limits. Reconfigure.
I don't know. That just felt so badass, man. That felt so badass. So yeah, don't worry about the first side clear. But that's just a 2.7k with one reset. I can clearly play that team better as well. But just running Plunderers, we murdered that shit. We absolutely just destroyed that shit. And I'm gonna be real with you over there, right? We did a couple of swap cancels and stuff like that, but nothing too wild. This team actually feels so good in this reset. It's unbelievable.
Time for replacements.
It feels so good using this team in this reset. And if you have been, you know, dusting it off in the corner, stuff like that, guess what, guys? You can just do this, right? Oh, unfortunately, you can't run like your Augusta team and your Xiangli Yao team on the other side unless you got separate echo sets for them. But my goodness, that felt strong. That felt good. And so, naturally, right, unfortunately, we can't really do, like, the premium team comparison for the Jinhsi or the Xiangli Yao teams, because that's the best Xiangli Yao team that you're going to have in the game. However, we can do some side grade teams for our final bit of testing, and I think this is where it's going to be a little bit fun. One team that I frequently used in past resets to clear is one that, unfortunately, right, does have, like, some issues, or has had issues in prior resets. And this is the one. I've commonly ran dual DPS lineups featuring Jinhsi and Carlotta, and I've been clearing content with that on players' accounts starting from, like, when WhiWa was introduced. And so I want to see if this team can do it again, because I had to bench this team in the prior resets because of that HP inflation and all of that, but it was cooking every time I used it. And next, it's time to brush off this team. Y'all remember this bad boy? Yeah, y'all remember this one. We got the Changli Yao dual DPS comp. Y'all remember, these are some of the earliest teams in the game I used for this game mode. Let's give it a bit of a go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if these have withstood the test of time. Ah, I just realized my Carlotta is S4. Yeah, wait, this only works on other people's accounts. Yeah, wait, that one only works on other people's accounts. My Carlotta's S4, I just realized that. So we are on another person's account, just they are in C, so we're gonna have some delay in the mob spawning, so the score might be lower as a result. Here's what the investment is looking like. The Jinhsi is better than the one that I run, right? You can see it's like way better stats. And then the Carlotta's gonna be over here. She's going to be S0 on this account, so we won't be using an S4 one. So yeah, just same exact setup, Plunderers, all of that. The only main difference is that this Shorekeeper, I do believe, has Stellar Symphony. So yeah, you're going to have that bit of an attack boost over there. Let's give it a bit of a go.
Leave it to me. Loading. Breakers one. Evil be cleansed. My compliment. Found your weak spot. Leave it to me. Worry not.
This is a lot better.
Modulation.
This is a lot better.
me.
Okay, we just missed that completely.
Masterpiece complete. Still right together we fight. Oh, stars, heed my calling. Sacred light. Oath from the heart. Loading. I engraft you new. Yes. My company. Running won't save me. Brilliance lights the way. The world is mine.
Here we go. Perfect lineup.
Found your weak spot. Still rest like as one. Take forth. Perfect end. Heaven ordained. Banish all vice. My company. Diminish.
And one reason why I like running this team is kind of simple, right? A lot of individuals, they like have these characters, but these characters can be considered some of like the not so great Whimpering Wastes ones. And so oftentimes, right, what can end up occurring is that their teams, when they run it with like Jeja, their teams when they run it with like a Cancerella and stuff like that, might not clear, right? Oh, hopefully it spawns in time. Oh, nice. Okay, that was crazy timing. Ah, damn. I wanted to save that laser. So yeah, kind of close. I think overall, you could definitely run that a bit more and probably get like easily like a 2.3, 2.4, something like that. But yeah, I would just say a 2.2k at like first run, especially, you know, knowing that I missed a lot of crits there. I saw a lot of Jinhsi ults hitting for 70k when they should be doing like closer to like 100 something. Yeah, that kind of screwed us over a decent bit. Some of the bad RNG over there. So, yeah, I would just say you reset maybe once or twice, depending on how unlucky your crits are. And that pretty easily should get like 2.2 or something like that. So, yeah, even this team, right? The one that I've used in so many past WhiWa resets can get the job done as well. So, yeah. Now, let's get into our final 1.0 team, ladies and gentlemen. You've been waiting for it for a while. Let's do it. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it.
Exploit, profit.
Be reduced to cinders.
Reconfiguration. Reconfiguration. Exploit, profit. Reconfiguration.
Together we vanish.
Variable elimination.
Bask in the sunlight.
Together we vanish.
Disruption.
Who's the cage?
All right, here we go.
Pierce through the stars. Reconfiguration. Complete overhaul. Exploit. Profit. Variable elimination.
Together we vanish.
Great. Ha! Notice life is in everything.
Variable elimination. All shall reveal itself. Exploit. Profit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Quick swap is always a bit of an issue, I think, in, what's it called? In Whimpering Wastes, just because of the fact that you gotta, like, time your damage at the same time. Overall, like, this run isn't doing awful, I think.
Together we vanish.
disruption. Pierce through the stars.
Oh my god, they canceled one.
Bird now.
Reconfiguration.
Together we vanish.
Variable elimination.
Triumph reset.
Complete overhaul.
Bask in the sunlight. Fruit of us. Together we vanish.
Verity. Confined within limits. Exploit. Profit.
Be reduced to cinders.
Hey, what was that final score? Let's see it. That's pretty good. Yeah, 2.7K seems pretty good after like 2-3 minutes of practice after not playing this team for like 7, 8, 9 months. Yeah, no, that seems pretty good to me with the Verita. Not even a shorekeeper either. So, yeah, looks like a pretty solid run to me. So, yeah, that is our overview of how all the 1.0 Ts perform in Whimpering Wastes. I could use a Jeja in here, but Jeja performs just fine with Carlotta. Even got a 2.6K with her on the first side. So, Jeja, I got no issues at all. She's got a perfect team with Carlotta. But I think everyone else was worth doing a bit of an examination for. A lot of these teammates have better teams now, but overall, every single 1.0 unit, as long as they're sufficiently built, can clear. And if you're, you know, using a 1.0 unit that has to fight into resistance, like a Camellya or a Jinhsi, you're probably going to need the Sig, right? I think that's a fair trade-off. If you want to use the character that you like into heavy attribute resistance, you're going to need the Sig, or you're going to need to get super sweaty. I think that's an okay trade-off. Because you can go brain off with so many other 1.0 teams and just full clear this. So yeah, that's going to be our overview. That's what's going on over here. Hopefully this guide, I don't really know if I would call it a guide, but hopefully just like the live demonstrations, the actual rotations, all of that stuff have helped illuminate the situation a little bit. So yeah, that'll be that for that one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all thought. Peace.